Action.
So, this is our evaluation video of the whole process of Module E. So, should we start with E11 first? So that was the plan. So let's just get it up here. So for the plan, how did we start the project?
Well, we did a presentation, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, yeah. So we first gave everyone each other admin roles, didn't we? So what was yours? Social media?
Oh yeah, we came social media.
What was your admin
I was an
role?
editor.
Event organiser.
I was
Your
admin.
admin.
And there was some other people who are obviously aren't here today. They had like marketing and other stuff as well. So we did a presentation on our admin roles, didn't we? What we were saying, what we was going to do with the admin roles throughout the process of the project.
Yeah.
So, and then we kind of had an evaluation of that presentation, didn't we? Like talking about what mics we was going to use and all that sort of stuff, and if what like that kind of like plan before we started, didn't we?
We just came to thought what else we needed for the plan really to make sure it worked.
So then moving from that in E11, we kind of made a risk assessment as well, didn't we, for the studios. So I did that as my admin role and sent it out to everyone, just so everyone had that like kind of risk assessment there. And I also made a plan as well and sent that out to everyone. So that was kind of me, my admin role undertaken partly in Module E before it kind of started. Did anyone else achieve their admin role that early on?
Well, we sort of just had discussions about what
you was going to do, didn't you? I think I kind of had an easy role because it was like just organising stuff, which you guys couldn't really do yours until we actually had the team. Do you know what I mean?
I just did research.
Before, okay. So then in week 1, I think, so the way we did it, how did we do it now? We split off, didn't we?
The first 2 weeks.
Yeah, we were
That
still
was the first
one
big
group.
decision we made.
Yeah,
we
that was.
split into two groups. So
Made
it
it a lot
was,
easier.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it got work done
We tracked it
quicker.
very quick. So we did the, we started on
rock song
rock
first.
Christmas song.
Yeah.
So we wrote that in about one lesson.
Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah, because then I just jumped
So
on.
I think that was done by the first or second week. I think it was started tracking it by the second week.
Yeah.
And then we also worked on the Happy Christmas, Are You Mine?
Yeah, because you got that done pretty quick as well,
That
didn't
was
you?
also written in
Week 2, week 3.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
It was kind of a last minute one, that wasn't it? It's probably one of our best ones, isn't it?
And then you guys went off and recorded that one as well. The
So
piano.
we split up into these two groups because we had a limited amount of time, obviously. Even though we had a 10-week period, we had a lot to get done, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we kind of we wanted to give ourselves more, instead of just having one session to write, we wanted to kind of have 2 weeks in case we were stuck with ideas, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all came to that like collective as a group. So in week 1, every session in week 1 we was just writing songs, wasn't we? How did you all contribute to that? So we obviously, you wrote lyrics, and that was like, this is a technical role here, songwriting.
Yeah.
So we undertook one technical role here.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
everyone chipped in with songwriting a bit. I wrote the chords and the lyrics for the other 2 songs as well. And obviously me and you plugged them together and
You helped with like writing solos. And then,
structuring as well,
Finn,
things
then,
like that.
So it's kind of like a way of, you get together, write a chord, get a chord progression, and then you develop it around that, which that's what we
It's like
did.
team
wasn't it?
skills, really.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Well, that was the process, especially for the. I forget what it's called now. What did we call the rock one in the end?
Christmas time? This Christmas time.
Yeah, something like that. This Christmas time, the rock song. Our process for that was very much like write the chords, get together as me, him, and Finley, and just play it
Develop
and
that,
see where we got.
And that's kind of with us. We got the chords, didn't we? And then we just started writing lyrics,
We
didn't
done
we?
it quite quick.
Yeah, that was a quick process, wasn't it? That I'd say.
Yeah.
And then end of week 1, we had at the end of every week we had meetings, didn't we? So we kind of talked about how well the week went, what our goal was for that week, and whether we achieved it, whether it was on track, blah blah blah, and what our goal was for next week. In week 2, we got the demos done, didn't we? Which was our plan was just to get a microphone, put it in the room, and just play it live, and record that. And then again in week 2, it's just loads. That was kind of it really. The demos kind of took over our.
Well, Did we have trouble recording? I think we had.
We had
the
some,
first
yeah.
time we
That's
tried to
when we-
record the Christmas rock.
That's when we realised, because we did the evaluation together, we just thought
Yeah,
wasn't really on what we wanted it to be.
yeah. So we had to change it completely then in
Yeah.
week 2. So already there we kind of hit a bump in the road.
Yeah.
I think with our one, we had a few problems with recording it because we couldn't have anyone to record our demo for us, could we?
Yeah.
So what did we do? You had to like run into the room, didn't you, and press record, and run back, yeah, because there was limited amount of people there. So yeah, for week 3, this is where we started the tracking process, isn't it? Which we was on track with our plan from here. So it was tracking drums, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who did what in the drums? So you did what?
Well, we were trying to help set
Didn't
up
I
the
help?
drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, set up the drums.
And
yeah,
did we
so
stick
it's
to
me.
the original microphone choices that we said in the E11?
Yes.
We didn't we?
Yeah.
I think. There was maybe 1 or 2 that didn't work and we had to change
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And tracking, you
I
took
tracked
charge,
drums,
didn't
yeah,
you, with
yeah.
Finn. And then that was drums kind of done, we thought, in that week.
Yeah, because that was me getting my technical role done.
Yeah, that was a technical role.
That's what I said,
That
that's
the technical role for you was setting up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we went on to go and set up and record piano, didn't we?
Yeah, so that's
For ours as well. So me and Luke set up and we talked about what mic choices that we chose and whether we stuck to the same.
Yeah.
And then we did an end of week meeting, and then I think it was in this meeting where we realised that, or it weren't this week, I think it was the week after where you and Finn, or no, it was you pointing it out that we tracked drums wrong because of
Yeah,
the wrong
we-
guitar
yeah,
part. So
yeah.
here we kind of hit a massive bump in the process, didn't
That
we?
was, I
So-
think that was week 4.
Yeah, I think it was around week 4 or 5. Yeah, so the beginning of week 4 then we track vocals for you and you track vocals for me, so that's another technical role. How did you think that went?
Yeah, it went good. Yeah.
Any
Cool.
problems that we had? I think we was ill.
Oh yeah, I think
we
we
was
was
ill,
ill.
so and it was the only time we could have to
Yeah, to record.
record.
And,
So we
I
worked the
think
best
we
of
had a
times.
problem with the X32, wasn't it?
Oh, we had some problems, yeah.
But I managed to sort that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in week 4, we kind of like had the plan and said whether we were sticking on track with it, didn't we? And we had a massive meeting, didn't we? A class meeting.
That was predominantly about
Our admin roles though, and here it kind of gave us an idea of how we can dig deep into our admin roles,
Yeah.
because we hadn't really thought about them since, had we? Like,
Because we didn't start then, really, did
no,
we?
it was kind
We've
of,
mainly just focused on writing songs and getting
yeah,
it.
so here was the part of where this is what we had to do for our admin roles, and I think it kind of gave you an idea of what you was going to do for social media,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
how you were going to have to
Edit.
incorporate your
Yeah.
ideas to social media, how you was going to have to try and put on an event,
Yeah.
and how Meet was kind of like emailing everything out to everyone, getting the plans done. So I kind of then in that session sent everyone an email out and saying, tell me what you're going to do within the next 3 weeks or what you're planning on doing with your admin roles. So
I'd say most of us achieved it, though, really.
yeah, definitely everyone's achieved their admin role. They've done something with that admin role. Like,
Yeah.
even though people have had to help each other, so like you've had to help me with my admin role to remind me to do videos,
Yeah.
meetings. We've helped you've helped him by getting stuff ready for social media.
Yeah.
We've helped you by when you weren't in and you was ill by creating visuals because they needed to go on social media. You've just got loads of stuff for an event, haven't you?
Yeah.
And
Well,
basically
I
all
managed to
like
get Clara
insurance
to help me
quotes.
with one of them.
Yeah, you've definitely got loads. Like you've got quotes. Like, did you get a few? Your what did you research?
Public liability.
Yeah, you've got
insurance,
quotes. You've got
Health
like
and safety.
insure. Yeah, you did
what
risk
covers
assessments.
what and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you basically got a lot. So it's kind of we achieved what we wanted to say in this week, didn't we? We didn't achieve it in this week, but we said this is what I want to achieve. And then in this week, it's kind of where Alex went, you've messed up here. You've recorded drums wrong. Well, we didn't record it wrong. The tracking was good. Setting up of guiding was good, but it was where you said, what was it?
He had recorded.
We recorded in 2 sections, and
Yeah.
the second section was
Different
sort
to
of
what we...
out of time and different to Yeah.
So you basically played to
The
the
wrong
wrong guitar track.
Yeah, so we had to go back and completely retrack the drums. So this is where we did it this week.
But then we got on with it pretty quickly.
Or was that week 4?
Week
then?
4, yeah. Which you kind of just took charge of the drums there because he did it in week 3. So he was like, "We'll get this done. This is what we're gonna do."
Yeah.
And you sat there. You told me like, I think in the drum session as well, you've helped write drums because originally I wrote the drums, but you've added stuff stylistically, like saying add this fill here and helping me get it on time and everything. So like that was a good thing as well. And then we had another end of week meeting there talking about the blip that we had, how it kind of affected our whole process really, because we had to kind of evaluate, didn't we, there? It didn't affect our song,
No.
because our song, we recorded everything for our song.
It was just
It
piano,
affected the
vocal,
other songs,
and
yeah,
what kind of the
guitar,
that
but it affected the process
Yeah.
moving forward, definitely. So in week 5, we tracked bass. We had 2 tracks, didn't we? So we went and split off again here. We went, you 2 go and record, or you and Finn was in it, record bass, or you 3
No,
record
we-
bass
Me and Finn recorded bass.
for 1 track, and then
and
we
then we
recorded.
recorded Finn and
Or yeah, I think it was you,
Yeah.
like, something like that. We were
Yeah.
splitting groups anyway and recorded because we couldn't basically go. We'll have 5 in a room and 1 recording bass because we had that blip. We didn't have a lot of time. So we recorded bass with Finn.
so
I think
I
that
set
went.
it, you know.
We had a few problems with downloading stuff off Max.
Yeah.
That was a big
That's the
problem.
one thing, yeah.
It took like an hour and a half to get
Yeah,
stuff off.
yeah.
There was, I think this is the week where we had a massive problem with equipment. You 2 had problems with DI boxes. You couldn't get anything.
Yeah, there was a
done.
whole
No,
lesson where
yeah.
we got nothing recorded.
Nothing was downloading.
Yeah.
You had problems with DI boxes.
Batteries and DI boxes and that cable not working.
Yeah, that was a bad end for us. We had like 2 hours waiting for it.
Well, it
something
happened
to
when
download.
I think we recorded you, weren't it? When I
We tried to
set it
record
up.
the guitar as well.
Yeah, so it happened then as well. So we had a couple of sessions where things were like, gosh, we've wasted the session here, but it kind of it
We
happened.
picked it back up.
But we picked back up, didn't we? So we recorded bass here. It took a very long time due to the failed equipment, but then we also went on in this session in this week to record guitar, which was for you.
Yeah. Okay.
We kind of got that really well. I think you went on with recording bass at this point, wasn't you?
I was recording bass.
So why we had a lot of things going on. So one person was recording bass while we was recording guitar to get it all done.
Again, that's technical roles being taken.
Technical role, you've undertaken about 4 technical roles by now each. But we recorded guitar pretty well, I think. We got it
Oh,
done.
yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, and
efficient.
then you came in at the end of that session and helped him with his solo because that was the part that we were struggling on,
Yeah.
wasn't we?
I think that was when I did the harmonies for the
Yeah, you were starting
Finny was
vocals,
tracking
yeah.
me and I was recording the vocals.
So we had a lot of like kind of crossovers, but we've all came in though. At the end of every session, we all came in and listened to what we'd done, everyone else had done in that session because that was important because obviously we're all as a group. And then we recorded vocals in this week as well, which every single person chipped in here. You chipped in. So you was recording, weren't you? You had been recording. I think this was probably one of the best sessions that we had.
Oh yeah.
Because we got 2 tracks done vocally wise.
Was it?
You like kind of went, okay, this is what, like you was helping me out getting you set up. I know you set up the mic, didn't you? We had no problems with equipment. We was ready to go. Everyone was butting in with like ideas, inputs. So I think that was a very big session where
I'd say so, yeah.
I think that was probably one of our best ones, to be fair. And then that was a very productive week, week 5. We got 3 instruments recorded.
Basically just that was
Yeah,
when
that was that
we
week.
made
We had
up for what we.
Week 4, we had a
Yeah.
really bad week in week 4, and then week 5 we kind of went, right, we've bossed it, do you know what I mean? So yeah, and then we had a mid project review, didn't we? And this is where we kind of went, we had a plan originally, and we've had to change it, didn't we? We had to make a new plan, which this video was us talking about the new plan. So we had a new plan, we spoke about what we was going to be doing each week now, leading up to the end of the project. So then at the beginning of week 6 was kind of a quiet week,
I think
wasn't
that's
it?
when a few people were ill.
Yeah, there was people ill, we couldn't really get everything done because no one had projects.
We started
admin roles.
start mixing and then
And
get
start
on with
admin roles, yeah. So everyone was kind of like, this was the week where they're focusing on their admin roles.
Yeah.
And we did about 10 minutes of mixing that week. But yeah, it wasn't a productive week really, was it, for us? And again, we was just talking about our plan that week. But week 7 was a very big
Got a
week.
lot done that
Yeah.
We did the I did the album cover in week 7. I think.
Yeah, week
We-
7, you started your admin role. You started yours because you created the Instagram account.
Yeah.
You got your admin role done nearly done by week 7,
Yeah.
getting all your quotes. So at the beginning of week 7, we originally by this point we was going to perform, weren't we, our songs?
Yeah, that was the original plan.
But obviously people was off ill and we had no rehearsal time. We had one rehearsal which was at the beginning
yeah,
of
we
week
can
7.
see on week 7.
But kind of didn't get to plan, did it? So we had a rehearsal session, and then I think we kind of went off plan here because we was meant to have a rehearsal session, mixing session where the rest of week 7 we just completely mixed, which I'm kind of glad we did really because
Got out quickly.
we got it all
out of the way.
done.
I think the only other thing was, I don't know if this was week 7 or week after when I saw it through the vocal takes.
I think
I think that was the final bit of
it was week 7. Yeah, it was week
sort through
7.
those vocal takes, making sure that we finished.
Yeah, because we had problems where we didn't know we had not bad recordings, but we thought we had better recordings and we kind of like, do you know what I mean? Which we then took charge of that and went. So everyone put it in on input here in mixing. If we didn't know how to mix, you sat in on the session. So for you, you didn't have a wide knowledge of mixing, did you?
No.
So you sat in on the session and was asking questions. That was so you learnt something. Where you then came in when you was in the background at times, and then at other times you came in and took charge. You know. What I mean?
Yeah.
Same as you. Other times you kind of sat back, but then about for half an hour of the session you came in and went, well, why don't we do this? I didn't really have a big knowledge, but sitting in on those sessions like you lot.
I'd say, yeah, Megan
Took charge of the mixing
Yeah.
a lot, which was really good.
That was her getting all the technical.
Yeah, that was her technical role, and it was another technical role for us as well, actually,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So we had another week meeting. Week 8, then it was a kind of a big shift in the admin roles. Yeah, so we made a table. We had to record a video of all of us talking about how we've achieved our technical role so far, what our plan of achieving, whether we had the plan of what we was going to try and do, and our administrative role as well. So that's kind of like a half-hour video there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where it kind of all came together and went, okay, we've got quite a lot done now. Are we doing too much? Are we not? What else do we need to do by the end of the project? So that was a big shift in the project. And then week 9 it was mastering, which we had a lot of lessons there, didn't we?
I found the job. So whoever wants to do it, that only took 2 hours. Whoever
Jack.
wants to do it next. Oh, you're filming already?
Yeah, no, we've had loads of people.
Okay.
Jack wants to do his stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I don't know where he's gone now.
Okay.
Is
I
he
think he's
here?
already doing it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'll use the camera anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Sweet.
So we didn't really have a big knowledge of mixing, did we? Mastering. Yeah, so in this point we kind of did some mastering. We had a little mastering session. We then went with Bob and asked for Bob's help after, or asked for him for that PowerPoint, and we got told 2 different things, taught 2 different things, and we mastered it at a complete different level to where we got taught at. So that's kind of where we had to go back in and then remaster everything. So yeah, that was kind of a blip because we mastered the project, great, compressed it, and then it was mastered to the 1-.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of, that was the part where we got told different things. So we just stuck to Spotify guidelines and went with what they went with.
Eventually we did get the final product out.
Yeah, we did.
So we got the final
When was that?
final mixes, it's there.
Here, yeah.
So we got
So-
the final mastered versions out.
We
All
put
the
them in,
websites,
yeah. We got them onto DistroKid.
How's it?
That was kind of Megan's admin role. Hers was publisher, so
Yeah.
which we had to create really because it weren't a thing.
Yeah.
So we created that because we were a big group, and I kind of sat in on that session, it took 10 minutes, but I've never used DistroKid before, and I
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to kind
good
of
knowledge, really.
yeah. So it's kind of we've learned a lot of things along the way, and then week 10 was
Yeah,
kind of a dead week really, with not many people being in.
Yeah.
So then we kind of helped get a lot of social media stuff
Yeah,
up there.
definitely got.
I've helped with
focus on
social
that.
media there. You took charge of it though, was your social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of helped in with editing just because we had no people in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Smashed it out,
overall,
really.
yeah, we got loads done that week.
2 hours and got loads
2 hours
of
worth
done.
of getting visuals done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall, how do you think it personally went each?
I think it went really well.
What do you think went well? What do you think went bad? One thing each.
About your role.
Yeah, about your role. Do you think you could have done more?
Maybe on like the event thing.
Do you think
Maybe.
you could have done more admin?
I think I could
Paige,
have, but
do you-
I
what do you
think
think
it
was
was a
better?
bit too much for me to do it all myself.
All on your own, which yeah, it was.
I think I
Um,
needed at least two
Two people to
people.
help because it's a big thing. What did you find easier or better for you? Your admin role or your technical role?
The technical role.
Did you find which one was more enjoyable?
Making the like creating the song basically.
Correct, the songwriting. So again, you've undertook about 5 technical roles.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think is yours?
I think my technical role went very well. I did a lot with songwriting work. I think I took charge of the songwriting quite well on the other 2 songs.
And you think is it weren't like where you went, I've only done it in week 1 and that's it.
Yeah.
You've done it every
Did
single
every
week.
yeah.
And
And
you
I-
took several in every
I
single
think I
week.
could have got more involved with some tracking elements, but I think it was also due to the fact that I was
Yeah,
recording
a
as
lot.
well.
And we didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
I think as well was that because we had that blip with the drums.
Yeah.
We was meant to in that second week where we was going to record guitar and that we had to kind of do drums again. So that kind of put and sessions where obviously
Well, yeah, and I'd say Ali's definitely pushed us to make sure that gets done, really. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like, the drum thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
So
we
you,
were
you sort of
gonna
spotted it, and then
leave
you're,
it,
like,
yeah.
you're like, well, what's going on here then?
you
Then
basically
you pushed
kind of
it.
went, yeah, it needs to be changed because we're not
Yeah.
going to just
You sort
leave
of took
something
charge
that's
and made sure it got
awful
done,
out
really.
there. So and then how do you think, what was your better one, technical or admin?
I think I'd say I don't know. I think, yeah, definitely my technical roles did more
Yeah.
variety and then made sure that I got evidence and
Yeah.
did them. But for social media, I definitely needed. I got decent work out, but I could have.
I think you've expanded your
But I've mainly because I stuck to one social media platform. I could have done.
more.
Could have looked into like TikTok and then a few others.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But I say the content that we got out
It was really good, yeah. And I think as well we can do more when it comes out on the release after it
Yeah,
as well.
obviously.
So there's still got more. There's still
Still
more
way
you
more to
can
be
do.
done, but I
Yeah.
think we've done a good amount, and then to show off what we actually have made.
Yeah. I've achieved my admin role. I think that. Yeah. I think our technical role was better because you get more done, don't you?
Definitely, yeah.
But also we've all achieved our admin role. We've said what we was going to do, even though it's might be limited for some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've still achieved your
So,
admin
yeah,
role,
so
and
you've
you've
done-
helped out with other admin roles as well. It's not like
Yeah.
you've just done one. Do you know what I mean?
So I think what we need to discuss now is how we've worked as a group,
Yeah.
like throughout the whole project. So like,
Yeah. So I think we did well.
Yeah.
As a group, as a whole group.
well, I
yeah,
think we've done
very
amazing. Yeah.
I think that splitting off at the beginning
Yeah.
saves so much
We've had,
time.
we've had quick thinking, and then like the evaluation every week's helped.
Resolved problems
Yeah,
as
We've had
well.
a lot of
problems,
we had a lot of issues, but we solved them.
As a
Like,
group,
week,
yeah.
Week
Yeah.
afterwards wouldn't be a problem anymore.
Yeah, and we got a
I
load
think that's been the
done.
biggest thing for us because like
We've worked well as a group, haven't
the
we?
communication between everyone's just been great.
Yeah, and as well, if someone hasn't known what they're doing, but it hasn't even got to that point, everyone's known what they're
Everyone's had
doing.
something to do every week.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Like, no one's
Can't
known what they're going to do the week after because we've had that end of meeting thing to kind of go, well, we know what we're going to do, we're just going to go in and
Yeah.
do it. I think,
We've all stuck to the plan, got it done. and
yeah,
Yeah.
could come off
a
three
really good
songs.
yeah, which are on Spotify.
Yeah.
Well, that's the main goal.
The main
Yeah,
goal
so
was
we've hit
so
our
that
targets.
all that was all
As a
module
group.
E12. So for module E13, which is the produce element,
Yeah.
we've produced songs that are on Spotify. They are on there, and that was our aim goal, was to get it out to the public domain on a streaming platform.
Yeah.
Have we done that?
Yeah.
Yes. Have we done it well? Yes. I think we've done really well. like the problems that we've run into. We've worked really, really well as a group. That's probably our main thing that we've done really well as a group, considering that we're a big group as well.
Well, considering like the whole thing is meant to be like a working as a team, like
Yeah,
a group project.
we've worked really
We
well.
definitely managed to pull it off.
Yeah, I think there's problems with big groups because people might not have roles, which we've had some people might not know what they're doing.
Exactly, that was the risk of being as a big group.
But-
But
and then
people
we've had-
sitting around.
yeah, but-
I think splitting up at the start helped that as well.
But
It helped
then that
establish
had that
there
kind
was-
of the element of everyone being like such a big group. We've been able to split off to
yeah.
reduce time and like
Yeah,
so. I think we've worked really well together, and I think I
Spread the
definitely
workload.
yeah.
It's been good.
yeah. No one's had more than the other. There's been kind of like a time if you didn't know what you was doing, you could go to him and he would know what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? As an
Yes,
example,
yeah.
everyone, and if you didn't know what you was doing, you'd help each other out. No one was left in the dark. You know what I mean?
No, no.
So I think that went
I
really
think
well.
that's also why we all kind of switched between different roles.
Yeah.
Like at some point, even you would be editing, and
Yeah.
you'd be doing stuff with
Yeah, because
editing.
we all helped each
Because,
other out.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we
what
didn't
we
let.
got.
So say because you was ill, which we have anyway. People was ill, you was ill. Everyone was like, there's going to run into these problems in the industry anyway.
But it
we
didn't
didn't let
affect us
you
so
just-
because we were so efficient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't let that. Then you have such a big workload to do
Yeah.
because you've helped us out in technical roles. We'll help you out in that. Cause it's kind of where we've helped it. That's a big part of our
Yeah.
group where we've helped each other out if people are stuck or if you say you're ill and you've had nothing, you can't do anything, but we've needed stuff up there. Then do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think maybe kind of if we knew about our admin roles before the project started,
Yeah.
because we didn't know about them until
Yeah.
about week 4, did we? We could have got them done by week 3 because we had stuff we could have known about. We could have recorded videos of us like in the studios
Yeah.
practicing or
Yeah,
recording.
pre-production, yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
because we've got videos of us, but they're an hour long. You know what I mean? Which that ain't good for you, Instagram. Where if we had known about it from week 1, we could have took boomerangs to go and say like
yeah,
It's more
recording
social media friendly stuff, really. But
and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of a big part that kind of knocked us was being hit with such a big role in the middle of the
Yeah.
project. Which if we knew about it beforehand, then it would have been so much easier for us.
yeah,
But that's again a learning curve, isn't it? Really. But I think we've done really, really well.
it's best of ability, I'd say we've done.
Yeah, I think best project that we've done as well. I think we've achieved our end goal. We've achieved our plan. So yeah, everything's done.
Personal, yeah, group roles completed. Everyone's done their
Personal role.
to
Yeah.
more than what we needed to.
Yeah.
So I'd say
So, yeah, I think
everyone's
we've done really,
excelled.
really well.
We still got stuff to do with
Stuff
admin
after the
roles
release,
specifically.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think I
it's minor little bits getting them onto your
Yeah.
website to evidence
keep
it.
going
Yeah,
through
it's
a
just
bit.
furthermore.
But
All for now.
the whole project is at a close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing more for us to do, and we've stuck to the plan. We've had more at the end. We've kind of had a bit more time to kind of relax with it. Like the first few weeks, we was like, God,
Yeah, it's a lot.
we had to get this done. We couldn't have a break log. We had to get it all done because we didn't know how much time we'd have at the end. Do you know what I mean? But we've kind of had these last 4 weeks. It's kind of been more chilled out with the mix. Like we've got
Yeah.
time to mix, had time to even fit in a music video if we wanted to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like we've had that balance now at the end where we had such a big bullet to get, and now we've kind of like.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that went really well. I think our project went really good.
Stream the Christmas EP on Spotify.